Hey, what's up guys? Prodigy Rem here, and I'm here to bring you my Magical Warden build for the Waking Flame patch going into Deadlands. I realize that it's the end of Waking Flame, guys. Deadlands is coming. This build might be updated with Deadlands, but this is what I've been playing on. It's pretty nasty, and I just want to show you guys, alright? I had to show you this build because it works, alright? Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep my channel going, guys. Keep me in the loop. Make the dream come true. Alright, now, like always, we'll show you the stats with the popped. We are at, oops, my bad, 31, almost a half K Magicka, 32, well, it's 30k health, but with the, you know, the Warden buff, it's almost 33k health, 18.5k stamina, 1500 mag recovery, health recovery doesn't matter, almost 4100 spell damage, guys. That is not counting our Bloodthirsty or War Maiden, because War Maiden does not show up in your spell damage. Our spell pen is 12,500 without the beetles. Our resistances on the back bar are 30k and 25k with 1500 crit resist. Yes, crit resist is very low. On the front bar, you know, it's 30k, 25, same. Alright, now let's show you the sets. First set, we're running this Hrothgar, guys. Probably would have guessed it. Hrothgar is very good on a Warden because they do more frost damage, and we can utilize that very well. Running a Maul to get the penetration. Got a Berserker enchant on it. Hrothgar gives you health, armor, pen, and when you stun or mobilize an enemy, they burst with frost magic, applying the chilled status effect, dealing 13% of their total physical and spell resistance as frost damage to themselves and enemies within 8 meters of them, and it could occur once every 7 seconds and ignores spell resistance. This set's really good, guys. It was broken before, but it's perfect for the Mag Warden, alright? Perfect. Back bar is Hrothgar also. Hrothgar Restoration in powered trait, guys, with poisons on the back. Alright. We're running the Gaze of Sithis for more health, more armor, and yes, you can't block, but on a Magical Warden, the way this build's set up, we have a lot of heals, and we kite a lot. We don't need to block. Try enchant. If you don't know, Gaze of Sithis gives you health, health recovery, and armor. Next set, well, the next piece is Hrothgar's chest, heavy chest. I believe we have 3 heavy and 4 light. Okay. Reinforced, doesn't need to be. Should all be impen to negate the crit damage, especially next patch. Moldog Kina shoulders, just that little bit of extra spell damage, guys. War Maiden is our next set. Impen. War Maiden gives us spell critical, max mag, spell damage, and 565 spell damage to our magic damage abilities. Very powerful set for the Magical Warden, guys. So like I said, War Maiden gloves, Hrothgar greaves, War Maiden shoes. That's 3 heavy, 4 light. Necklace, War Maiden's necklace, spell damage, Bloodthirsty, because we don't have an execute. We want to be able to hit people harder as to get lower health. Hrothgar's ring, infused spell damage, just get a little bit more spell damage going. And War Maiden, another War Maiden's ring, spell damage, Bloodthirsty. Alright, so move over the gear. Let's go over the food and potions, guys. Potions I'm running on this build is a movability pots with Magicka and health. This is mainly because I don't have the Sigil Order on this build. If you do have the Sigil Order on this build, I'll show you where you're going to swap Race Against Time out on your skills. Where, you know, put Race Against Time in the build. You don't need to run this if you have Race Against Time, because you can break out of snares very easily. But I have this because I don't have Race Against Time. So, if you do, run tripods. Run tripods anyway with these pots. Mix it up, alright? Because you're going to need the extra stamina, guys. And our food, I don't have any, but it is Bewitched Sugar Skulls to get max stats of all 3 stats, alright? We need all 3 stats in this build, guys. It is imperative. So, next is our race in Mundus, guys. Now, for the Mag Warden, I think the best race, or I'm sorry, we'll go over the Mundus first. Atronach for our mag recovery. This is the best one. You definitely want this. You will not be able to sustain without it, especially since we're a Vamp 3, because we want the Undeath passive to make us more tanky, okay? We want Vampire Stage 3, and we need Atronach for the mag recovery. Now, our race, guys, is none other than the Breton. Alright, Breton is so good on a magic class because of sustain, and especially since we're a vampire, guys. We get max mag 2000, we get spell resistance, and it's doubled if we have an effect on us, mag recovery 130, and then this one right here, reduce the magical cost of your abilities by 7%. So good, guys. Helps our sustain. So good. Another good choice would be an Imperial. You still get the cost reduction, and you'll get some health and some stamina. That's the only other one I'd choose. Yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, Breton is just, it's so good for this class. Alright, so now I'm going to go over the skills with you guys. Skills right here. Front bar. Inner light. This is to get more max mag, because it gives you 5% more. To get the major prophecy, so we have a good amount of spell critical. And it gives us a little bit of mag recovery from the Mage's Guild passives. Alright. This is just going to stay in your bar. You're not going to use it unless you're trying to hunt a Nightblade. But definitely run this, guys. Bird of Prey. This allows us to gain Major Expedition to kite really well. Also gives us bonus 5% more damage just for being slotted there. And it gives us a little tiny bit more damage because it's an animal companion ability. And you get more damage the more animal companion abilities you have on your bar. Arctic Blast. This is one of our burst heals, and it also is a form of stun, guys. Alright, you check it out. It burst heals you for 6,300 health, and an additional 800 or whatever every 1 second or 5 seconds. Pretty solid heal, but it also deals frost damage to enemies around you, and if the enemy is hit 3 times, they're stunned for 4 seconds, which will proc our Hrothgars, right? So not only are we on the defensive while we're healing, but while we're healing on the defensive, it's going to hit people, and it's going to stun them, burst them, and your beetles are going to go off, and it's going to hit hard. Arterial Burst is our spammable, guys. This is the best spammable I can find for this build. It hits really hard, especially if you're getting hit and your health's going down. It deals 33% more damage based on your missing health. Alright? And if you use it while you're under 50%, it will always be a critical, which it hits freaking hard, guys. And with Bloodthirsty, this thing hits like a truck. Believe me, it's a really good spammable. And since we're Vampire Stage 3, the cost is only 1657. I mean, that's like nothing. Next skill, Deep Fisher, guys. This is the bread and butter of the build. You throw this down when you're about to go in and burst someone. You throw it down, put your Arctic Wind up so it stuns them. They get hit with the beetles. You're slamming them with Arterial Burst, and your bear's just going to town. Alright, this is really good. Gives a major breach also, so it brings our penetration all the way up to 15, 16k on this build. Pretty solid. And for my ultimate, which is on the front bar and back bar, so I never lose it, is Eternal Guardian. For a couple reasons. One, Eternal Guardian is a very good Guardian. It blocks you from being hit. Look at it, and sometimes it swipes everyone in front of it, stunning them, which procs Hrothgar, and does 13,800, that's not buff damage. Let's look at the buff damage real quick. Not counting Bloodthirsty. 15,400 magic damage and stunning them for 2 seconds. Also, when it's out, you can hit the ultimate button again if you have over 81 for an execute, guys. I've actually executed people with this freaking ultimate. I don't know why it's so good. I think it's because War Maiden and Hrothgar together, it makes it just really good. It's really good, guys. It's actually what makes the build, alright? It really is. The Hrothgar bear is nasty. Back bar, like I said, I double bar it, so I can always have it up. Rapid regen. This is our heal over time, guys. We pop this when, we're in trouble, we need to heal. We would pop this, then Living Trellis, then switch to our front bar and hit Arctic Blast, while hitting Bird of Prey to move around. Living Trellis, really good heal, guys. You apply this every time someone hits you, you heal, alright? And then when they expire, you burst heal again. Really solid skill, guys. Ice Fortress, nasty skill, guys. Not only does it give us our major resolve, but it gives us minor protection, which in turn makes us a little bit more tanky, right? A little bit extra tankier. We like it. Ice Fortress, really good. Blue Betty is our form of major brutality and major sorcery, so we can up our weapon and spell damage. And every 5 seconds, the Netch removes 1 negative effect from you. Alright? It's very good. Yes, we can't control when we purge Plague Break, but we have so much heals in this build and resistances that we don't have to really worry too much about that, okay? And then the last one is just here for the damage mitigation, for the major protection, Revealing Flare. You could use it if you want, but it's a hefty cost magic skill. I wouldn't just use it. Just leave it there because it makes you tankier on the back bar. Alright? So next up we have our champion points. Let's look at them real quick. Green Tree, like I always say, it's pretty much preference. I run Rationer to add minutes to my food. I don't like Liquid Efficiency, but you could run it if you want. I just don't. I think it's a waste. Steed's Blessing, increase our out-of-combat movement speed. Gifted Rider, because we're in Cyrodiil a lot. And then I have Treasure Hunter just because, I don't know why actually. It's probably to get to Gifted Rider, but I have it slotted. Don't ask me why. Just go with it. Blue Tree, guys. Ironclad. Reduce our damage taken from direct damage attacks. Now again, that's every attack except dots. So you want this. This is a very overpowered CP. You definitely want to slot this. Also, since we're a Magicka class and we can't run the medium armor skill evasive and get 20% less damage from area of effect attacks, I felt like it was needed to run unassailable to reduce the area of effect damage, right? Because mostly things in PvP that's going to kill you is going to be area of effect, alright? And we need to reduce that damage a little bit. Next, Mastered Arms to increase everything we do except our dots, which we don't have any dots on this build that I'm using, so that increases everything we do. And then we have Biting Aura, guys. This increases our our bear and our beetles. So two main things. Oh, and our Polar Wind and our Arctic Blast. All right, so buffs those really good. Red CP, guys. Slippery to help with our stamina sustain and to break out of sticky situations. Juggernaut, guys. The reason I'm running this over Relentlessness or Pain's Refuge is because I have major protection on my back bar, so I don't need Relentlessness. I don't run Pain's Refuge because you're a warden and you're purging an effect every couple seconds, so it's kind of a waste. So I'd rather go with the 5% flat damage mitigation across the board with Juggernaut. Alright, and then in here we have Sustain by Suffering, because our sustain is a little bit lacking, so we need this just to keep it going, alright? Just to amplify it a little bit. Last but not least is Celerity, guys. You need more movement speed these days. A lot of burst, a lot of damage going around. You need to be able to get the heck out of there. Alright, final thing I'm going to show you for this build is the rotation, guys, like I always do. First, we're going to go over the defensive one. Alright, make sure your pots pop, your armor's up, your netch is up, and if someone's coming at you like you're taking heavy fire, pop your wings, your Arctic Wind, because not only does it heal you, but remember it stuns them if it hits them enough. You want a rapid regen and vines. Switch to the front bar, keep running, kite around things, guys. You know, just make sure your heals are up and your major expedition's up while you're kiting and throwing the Arctic Blast so it stuns them also, alright guys? That's all you really need to do. And then you can turn around and just, you know, sub-assault, Arctic Wind, and then try to hit them with the Viscerate. Now, for offense, guys. Offense, your buffs are popped. What we're going to do is put the Arctic Blast, throw the beetles, hit him with a Viscerate, right? The wind is going to stun him, proccing Hrothgar's, and the beetles is going to go off hitting him, while the bear attacks him, and I'm hitting him with a Viscerate. Alright, also, the bear can attack them at low health to do a lot of damage and execute them. Alright, one more time. Beetles, Arctic Blast, Eviscerate, the bear's attacking them, I'm attacking them, doing a lot of damage. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of damage, guys. And they're just going to, if they keep bouncing around, just make sure your stuff's up, Arctic Blast them so they get stunned, keep throwing your beetles down, eviscerating them with the, you know, the vampire skill, keep throwing the beetles down because they only come up once on a magical warden. When they come up, make sure you put them right back down, you know, put the winds up so it stuns them, and that's about it, guys. That's pretty much it. This build's really good. I think it's because Hrothgar and Warmaiden make this bear, like, really good, guys. This bear is, like, solid. It's, like, the best part of the build. I'm not even kidding. Anyway, guys, yep. So that's the end of the build. I'm sorry it was quicker than usual, and I'm sorry it was at the last minute. You know, the patch is almost over. But I've been playing this build. It rocks, and I wanted to show you guys. Plus, I haven't came out with a warden build yet. So, here we go. Alright. Yeah, guys. Thanks for stopping in, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.